Hello and welcome to my first film review on this channel. It's gonna be about You Kill Me. So I was originally going to review Interstellar first, but I watched that with someone who also would like to review it and isn't available. So right now I'm going to review something I watched by myself, which is You Kill Me. How was You Kill Me? If you want the short answer, it was great. Now the long answer. This was made by IFC Films, an independent film company, and the directors were the future writers of many Marvel films. If you like Marvel films, you're bound to like this one. Actually, no, I can't guarantee it. It's a bit more serious compared to Hero Fare, more down to earth, and it's rated R. So anyways, I think I'll start with the plot. So we have our hitman Frank Folensic. He lives in Buffalo, New York. He is part of a mob family.
Frank, how's your mood?
I'm fine.
One day, he is supposed to stop a rival named Eddie O'Leary from boarding a New York-bound train, but while waiting for him to arrive at the station, he drinks too much and is sleeping when the train arrives. His uncle angrily then tells him he needs to go to Alcoholics Anonymous in San Francisco, so he will stop missing crucial assignments. And so Frank reluctantly goes and has to on the side take a job at a funeral parlor. After trying to kill his sponsor, Tom,
it's a housewarming present. No. Yeah, right, I forgot, you're a killer.
he decides not to in the end. And after helping prepare a woman's deceased father at the funeral parlor, he and the woman, named Laurel, start liking each other and get into something romantic, even after he tells her that he kills for a living. She says as long as he's not gay. Makes sense, as San Francisco has the Castro. But anyways, Tom warns Frank that dating and AA don't usually mix. One night, after coming to a funeral for an Irish family, they pressure Frank to drink with them. He does. Later that night, while the husband goes to the bathroom, the wife tries to get Frank to kiss her, but he tries to get out of it, making the car tip over. She lies to her husband when he comes back and says Frank, who is now unconscious, kissed her, so he is left on the street in the rain. He tells Laurel about his relapse the next morning, and he takes her to the AA meeting soon after, finally telling everyone that he's a hitman.
I kill people.
And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically.
I actually kill people. For a living.
Now that was funny. Luckily, Tom doesn't care much. So anyways, then we have this happen. Frank and Laurel grow closer. He decides to pay money for the family members of the people he had wronged. Tom tells Frank to try preserving a building slated to be torn down in San Francisco, so Frank is able to convince the supervisor by threatening him with a gun. But then, after celebrating his successes, Laurel says she can't stay. This gets Frank depressed, almost tries secretly shooting Laurel, and then attempts jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge before redeciding. Dave tells him some stuff at a bar that makes Frank feel differently. Then he hears about the rival gang killing some of his family members, so he goes back to Buffalo. Helping his cousin Steph, he and Laurel are able to stop them, and he kills O'Leary last. And then he goes back to San Francisco, celebrating his being a year sober with Laurel. So that's the film. How was it? First off, I must say it was very funny, somewhat due to the premise. Frank was a well-rounded character, as was Laurel. The Alcoholics Anonymous scenes were done well. I liked seeing Frank preparing the dead bodies. And of course, just Frank saying bluntly that he's homicidal to people at toll booths or elsewhere is funny. I like humor. I also liked the action, though. The gang scenes are pretty interesting to watch. Frank almost jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge was pretty interesting to watch as well, though that was more contemplation than action. The film was cleverly written all in all. Bad aspects include, I love scores, and this didn't have much of an original score. They said Amtrak when it was clearly a Via Rail station. They should have at least paid to cover that up. Also, it just wasn't so phenomenal, and that's all I have to complain about it. In the end, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Definitely worth a watch. Not groundbreaking, though the idea was really good. AKA, a hitman is a drunk who needs to go to AA to be a better hitman. If you want your kids to watch it, and I don't know why you would, but if you did, just know that the F word is used many times. There's gun violence, drinking, but not much blood and no nudity, so definitely a tame R if I ever saw one. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll see you in Interstellars next. I'll be excited to do that one.